Hey everybody, this is WhisperSister, and this is a Rune reading video for Teeny Whispers. So, Teeny Whispers, I really hope that this will offer you a little bit of guidance, or, something to kind of help you put your mind at rest a little bit over what you're going through. I won't get into the details, obviously, as you've asked me to kind of keep it, on the down low. But I definitely can identify with a lot of what you're struggling with at the moment, and I know that it's really hard. Specifics of your situation aside, what I've heard in your videos even, and in your message that you sent me, is a real desire to avoid feeling your emotions, your pain and your stress and all of the anxiousness and everything that you're feeling right now. In your videos, it sounded almost like you're apologetic for it, and again, I can identify with that, but I would just encourage you to allow yourself to feel whatever the hell you feel, because it's all natural and it's all necessary. And the more you can, in my experience, again, this is something that I totally relate to because I do the exact same thing. I try to avoid feeling things that are painful or inappropriate, things that I think are inappropriate. And I try to hide from people, and, I overanalyze so that I don't have to feel things. And that's just what I personally do and have done for a long time. And over this last year or so, I've had a lot of things happening where I've had to really face my feelings. And I can tell you that as much as it sounds like, or as much as it may not be what you want to do, if you just let yourself feel them and just let them be what they are and know that everything you feel is okay, they do tend to pass a lot more smoothly and quickly than if you fight them. So that's just my own personal advice based on my own personal experience, and I still struggle with it. My tendency is still to try and, keep it all together and keep a lid on everything and just be in control of that. And so I'm not saying, I definitely have not mastered this by any means, but the few times that I've been able to do it, it's definitely helped me. So, okay, let's get to your reading. So, this first one will be your overview of the situation. Basically the factors of what's my thumb looks really gross. In case you're wondering, it's because I bent my thumbnail back the other day and ripped it off partway. Okay, anyway. This is your challenge coming up. is as, and it's the gateway or place of non-action. Sorry, I had to stop the camera because the dogs were barking. There's a reason why I like cats. I don't think I'll ever actually own a dog of my own. Cats aren't much use in a home invasion, but okay, anyway. Alrighty, so where was I here? I'm going to start over. Gateway, place of non-action. Okay, with a gateway for its symbol, this rune indicates that there is work to be done both inside and outside yourself. As represents the frontier between heaven and the mundane. Arriving here is a recognition of your readiness to contact the numinous, the divine, to illuminate your experience so that its meaning shines through its form. Thurizaz is a rune of non-action, thus the gateway is not to be approached and passed through without contemplation. Here you are being confronted with a clear reflection of what is hidden in yourself, what must be exposed and examined before right action can be undertaken. This rune strengthens your ability to wait. Now is not a time to make decisions. Deep transformational forces are at work in this next to last of the cycle runes. Visualize yourself standing before a gateway on a hilltop. Your entire life lies out below you. Your entire life lies out behind you and below. Before you step through the gateway, pause and review the past, the learning and the joys, the victories and the sorrows, everything it took to bring you here. Observe it all, bless it all, and release it all, for it is in letting go of the past that you reclaim your power. Step through the gateway now. Okay, so that's your overview of what's kind of going on behind the scenes, maybe. Your challenge is Awaz, which is movement. And progress. Alright, Awaz is a rune of transit, transition, and movement, of physical shifts, new dwelling places, new attitudes, or new life. It also signifies movement in the sense of improving or bettering any situation. There is about this rune a sense of gradual development and steady progress, with the accompanying notion of slow growth through numerous shifts and changes. This could apply to the growth of a business, or to the development of an idea. A relationship may need to undergo changes if it is to live and grow. Moral effort and steadfastness are called for when you draw movement, another of the cycle runes. Let it be said this way: as I cultivate my own nature, all else follows. This rune's symbol is the horse, and it signifies the bond between horse and rider. Bronze Age artifacts show a horse drawing the sun across the sky. Here, Awaz is saying you have progressed far enough to feel a measure of safety in your position. Now it is time to turn again and face the future reassured, prepared to share the good fortune that comes your way. The sharing is significant, since it relates to the sun's power to foster life and illuminate all things with its light. Okay, so that is your challenge. And your action called for is called Isa, and it's stand still. Stand still, withdrawal, and ice. The winter of the spiritual life is upon you. You may find yourself entangled in a situation to whose implications you are in effect blind. You may feel powerless to do anything except submit, surrender, even sacrifice some long-cherished desire. Be patient, for this is the period of gestation that precedes a rebirth. Positive accomplishment is unlikely now. There is a freeze on all useful activity. All your plans are on hold. You may be experiencing an unaccustomed drain on your energy and wonder why. A chill wind is reaching you over the ice floes of old, outmoded habits. result in shallowness of feeling, a sense of being out of touch with life. Seek to discover what it is you're holding on to that perpetuates this condition and let go. Shed, release, cleanse away the old. Doing so will bring on the thaw. Usually, Isa requires a sacrifice of the personal. The I. At such a time, you cannot hope to rely on help or friendly support, and yet there is no reason for anxiety. Submit and be still, for what you are experiencing is not necessarily the result of your actions or habits, but rather arises from conditions about which you can do nothing. What has been full must empty. What has increased must decrease. This is the way of heaven and earth. To surrender is to display courage and wisdom. And yet there is another face, to stand still. Just as winter is a time for going within, drawing Isa can announce a time of restoration and renewal at the deepest level. In your solitude, exercise caution and do not stubbornly persist in attempting to work your will. Remain mindful that the seed of the new is present in the shell of the old. The seed of unrealized potential, the seed of the good. Trust your own process and watch for signs of spring. Okay, so I hope that offers you a little bit of encouragement. I mean, I know what you're going through, and something that I've come to realize over the last little while is when I feel uncomfortable with the way things are and the way I feel within myself, it's very often that my first instinct is to kind of reach out and try and find somebody or something, change something outside of myself to make me feel better. And when I can actually just have the courage to sit with whatever it is that I'm feeling and ask yourself inside, like, what is this showing me about me and my life and what I'm telling myself about myself? And realize that you have all the answers that you need inside yourself, and the closer you can get to that, the more peace you'll feel, and then from there you can branch out and extend that to other people and welcome other people into your life to share that. The more you can just hold tight with where you're at and not try and escape it, the more you'll learn from it, and I know you have the strength to do that, so I'm always here if you need to talk. You can message me or chat on Facebook or whatever, and I really wish you the best and hang in there. Take care, cat. Love you.